I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today. Today, I'd like to talk about low grade constant stress, how it pushes you into bad habits, poor choices, and even mental illness. Let's talk about something people don't even realize that's running their life. Low grade constant stress. Not the big dramatic moments of panic, not the sudden tragedies or emergencies. I'm talking about the background hum of stress that's there day after day, year after year. If it's that feeling of being on the edge, but not enough to break you down. That tension that never fully goes away. It can come from money, worries, health issues, relationship problems, job instability, or even just constant noise and pressure of modern life. And here's the dangerous thing. It's slow, it's sneaky. It doesn't knock you down overnight. It wears you down in tiny pieces until that person you are today is a little bit weaker than the person you were yesterday. And when you live like this long enough, it pushes you into bad habits, destructive choices, and in some cases straight into mental illness. So let's go deep, not just about what happens, but why and what you can do about it. 1. How low grade stress changes the brain. When you're under stress, your body releases cortisol. In short bursts, cortisol can help you focus and give you energy. It can help you survive. But constant cortisol, that's poison to your mind. It messes with your sleep, damages your memory, makes you irritable, and reduces your ability to make good decisions. You ever notice when you're stressed for weeks, your brain feels foggy? You can't think straight, you forget things, you snap at people. That's not a personality flaw, that's biology. Your brain is slowly being rewired for survival and not for long-term thinking. And when your brain is in survival mode all the time, you start craving instant relief. You don't want to think about next year. You just want to feel better now. That's where the bad habits are born. Question. When you're been stressed for a long time, have you ever made choices you knew wasn't good for you, but you just wanted to escape the feeling in the moment? 2. Stress, bad habit cycles. Here's the trap. Stress pushes you into bad habits, and those bad habits create more stress. It's a loop, and every loop is worse than the last one. When you're stressed, your body and mind are screaming for relief. And let's be honest, relief is easy to find in the wrong places. It might be food, alcohol, drugs, sex, gambling, binge watching, playing games, overspending, or just hiding from responsibilities. The first time it works, you feel better, but the second time you need a little more. And before you know it, you're dependent on the habit just to function in life. Then the habit itself starts to cause problems, money issues, health damage, broken trust, and legal trouble. And now your stress is even higher than it was before. Question: if you're honest with yourself, is there something you do to take the edge off that slowly is becoming a bigger part of your life than it should? 3. Drugs and alcohol. Let's talk about the obvious ones first. Drugs and alcohol are shortcuts to changing how you feel. They hit the brain reward system fast and hard. But here's the problem. When your stress is constant, your brain starts depending on that artificial relief. Instead of developing healthy ways to cope, you just reach for the bottle or the pill. Before long, you're not just using it to feel good, you're using it to just feel normal again. And because these substances mess with your brain chemistry, they can make anxiety and depression more worse over time. The very thing you're using to escape stress starts locking you inside of it. Alternative: exercise. Not for fitness goals, but for stress release. Even walks help. Learning breathing techniques to slow down your nervous system. Talking to someone, a friend, therapist, or support group before you reach for that substance again. Question: do you drink or use more when life feels overwhelming, even if it's just to relax? 4. Sex as an escape. Sex can be healthy, loving, and good for you, but stress can twist you into something else. When your brain is desperate for relief, sex can become a drug. Some people use it to feel powerful, wanted, or distracted. Others chase casual hookups just to avoid the feeling of being lonely. But the emotional connection is missing. It can leave you feeling emptier afterwards. And if you start mixing it secretly with cheating in unsafe situations, you are adding to even more stress to your life. Alternatives: build deeper emotional intimacy instead of chasing the next physical thrill. Learn to sit with your loneliness without trying to instantly erase it. Channel sexual energy into creative or physical activities when the urges are purely stress driven. Question: have you ever used sex as a way to escape stress, only to feel worse the next day? 5. Bad relationships. Stress can blind you to red flags. When you're lonely, anxious, or overwhelmed, you might stay or you run into relationships that are toxic, controlling, or emotionally draining. It's not because you want drama, it's because in that moment, even the bad attention feels better than none at all. But here's the truth: bad relationships multiply stress. They make you second guess yourself, drain your energy, and destroy trust in yourself and others. Alternatives: spend time building friendship and self-respect before jumping into romance. Set boundaries early and stick to them even when it's uncomfortable. Take breaks from dating to focus on mental health. So, question: do you ever stay in situations that hurt you because you're afraid of being alone? 6. Crying in desperation. Not everyone talks about this part, but it's real. Constant stress can push you into desperate choices: theft, scams, violence, and other crimes. Because you're thinking in survival mode and not long-term consequences. For some, it's about money. For others, it's about status, revenge, or feeling in control. But the prices are always high: legal trouble, loss of freedom, loss of trust from loved ones, and the stress after getting caught is far worse than the stress that started to begin with. Alternatives: look for legal, small, immediate wins, side gigs, selling items, learning new skills. Lean on community support instead of trying to solve every problem alone. Find healthy outlets for frustration: sports, martial arts, even just sitting a punching bag. Questions: have you ever been so stressed you thought about doing something you knew was wrong just to get a break from all the pressure? 7. The mental illness connection. Long-term stress isn't just uncomfortable, it's a risk factor to mental illness. Anxiety disorders, depression, burnout, PTSD like symptoms All these can grow from years of low-grade stress combined with unhealthy coping habits. And here's the trap. Once the mental illness takes hold, it can make the stress harder to handle, but it makes bad habits even more tempting. Alternatives. Don't wait until it's a crisis to seek help. Early intervention works. Make mental health part of your routine, the same way you brush your teeth or eat meals. Use habits like journaling, meditation, and nature time as daily maintenance. Question: Do you treat mental illness like it's an emergency or like it's regular maintenance? 8. Breaking the cycle. The cycle of stress and bad choices can be broken, but it takes awareness and patience. You have to first admit that you're stuck in it, and then replace it with each unhealthy habit with healthier ones, step by step, day by day, minute by minute. It's not about becoming perfect overnight. It's about slowly turning the ship in a better direction. Some days you'll do well, other days you'll fall back. But the goal is to progress, not perfection. Ask yourself, what's the one habit that is adding the most stress to my life right now? What one healthy thing I can replace it with starting today? Because if you keep running from your stress the wrong way, it'll run you into a wall. But if you face it head on, take small, consistent steps, you can break free from it. So with that, I would like to end the video, and I'd like to thank everybody for watching. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And thanks again, and I'll see you on the next video.